To switch it on, you give the dial a little 90-degree spin, and then on it goes. What brightness is that at? That's it at its lowest brightness. Let's put up the full brightness. Whoa. It's like I'm facing down a nuclear explosion. Okay, let's turn that off again. Ow, I have my eyes closed and I can still see. So don't point this torch at your face. It's incredibly bright. Okay, for this test, what I decided to do is I've got a head torch on, and this is sort of I think it's about a 500 lumen head torch, and it's at its full brightness currently, and to be honest, this is as bright as I normally need for walking around. If I look up, I can see up that rock stack, I can see this next one on the right, but it's not really illuminating anything beyond about, say, 20 meters away. Let's test the Marauder. Okay. I spin it up full power. Look at that. This is the difference. This is what 7,000 lumens can do. Look at that. It's genuinely, this is brighter than a car headlamp. Look how much it lights that up. It's probably even overexposing it, I would guess, if I get closer. That's insane. There's quite a bit of mist off the sea here, but if you look away down the right, at least up to my eye, it's illuminating a rock stack that's easily over 100 meters away. Right, let's switch it into spotlight mode. Whoa. Look at that. Oh yeah, over 100 meters away, that rock stack away down there is. And it is just lit up. That is mad. We see how bright this is. Right, let's cycle through the color modes. So that's white light. And we got red light. That's kind of cool. We got green light. And we got blue light. And the spot, you only get, oh, yeah, you only get one, you only get white light for the spot. This thing is a beast. Absolute beast. Wow, when I shine it at my feet, the sand, thought I heard something there. That was freaky. When I shine it at my feet, the sand is so bright, it actually is bouncing up and dazzling me. That is ridiculous. Wow. This stunning work of art is the Olight Mini Marauder, and it is a little beast of a torch capable of outputting 7,000 lumens at its max, and it can throw that light for up to 310 meters. It's got modes for wide beam, spot, and also red, green, and blue. It may be small, but it is hefty. It weighs 462 grams, but somehow you just forgive it its weight because of just how good it feels in the hand. Somehow you just kind of feel a little bit more safe, a little bit more secure when you're hanging on to this hunk of metal with its textured, rubberized, ergonomic grip. The business end of this torch contains an array of LEDs, and then there's this big central lens. On the front of it, there's a very clever battery meter and also a power meter right in front of this sort of multifunction switch dial. And then beneath it, there's a physical switch for you to switch between wide beam to spot, and it gives a very satisfying click. The battery inside this is huge. Let's see this. Ugh. Here it is. Look at that. 6,500 milliamp hours battery, which is capable of running this torch for up to 35.5 hours on its lowest setting. It comes with this, which is a built holster for the torch, because let's face it, this thing is kind of a weapon. And it does also come with a lanyard, just in case there might be some risk that you'd actually lose this thing. To charge this torch, you can see in the bottom here, it's got this ring connector which uses this proprietary magnet. that clips on and that charges. It is a nice, convenient solution if you always charge this torch in the same place. You just walk up and that's it. But if I'm honest, it's my one gripe with this torch, because this kind of means I have to carry an extra cable with me, which I run the risk of losing. If it had been USB-C, I always have loads of USB-C cables. Lots of my other devices use USB-C, and I could have just charged it. So yeah, that's kind of my one gripe with this. But I'm guessing the reason it's not USB-C is probably because it improves the ability to weather seal this. And it's tough, it's really tough. It's IPX8 waterproof, which means it can survive being completely immersed in water and it'll be absolutely fine. I think it's like down to a meter depth. This should be able to survive, no problem, maybe a bit more than that. So yeah, it's really, really waterproof. It has this sort of semi-tactical crown along the top here. I guess in case of emergency, where you might have to like smash open a window, or like worst case scenario, zombie apocalypse happens and you gotta bash some zombie's brains in to try and escape. Let's hope the zombie apocalypse doesn't actually happen. But then you got to switch this thing on, and this is quite clever, because I push this button, nothing happens, because it's smarter than the average bear, the average torch. Because this little security feature, it's got a timeout function. That means you can't accidentally switch it on, so it's not going to turn itself on the bag and like heat up or burn something or run your battery down. Just to switch it on, you give the dial a little 90-degree spin, and then on it goes. What brightness is that at? That's it at its lowest brightness. Let's put up the full brightness. Whoa. It's like I'm facing down a nuclear explosion. Okay, I'll turn that off again. Ow, I have my eyes closed and I can still see. So don't point this torch at your face. It's incredibly bright. Something I should talk about briefly is your run times and the actual output, because something that doesn't get explained a lot is that the brightest setting a torch can do it can only often do that for a few minutes, because as the voltage decreases, the power output decreases. So the back of the box kind of explains this in a lot more detail. It tells you about the run times, but I suppose a headline to take away is that if you put this at full brightness, it'll last for about 3 hours at full brightness. If you run it at sort of around middle brightness, you'll get about 5 hours, and that, you know, it's still really bright. If you run this thing at its lowest setting, you'll get that 35 hours, which, I mean, the lowest setting on this is sort of perfectly bright enough for walking around and doing a lot of things. But that 7,000 lumens, if I read this box correctly, you'll only get that like 7,000 lumens for a couple of minutes. So if you want to be always using this torch at its brightest setting, you always kind of have to keep it topped up. And as the battery decreases, your lumens are going to go down as well. This is a premium torch, and the price does reflect this, costing well over £100, but sometimes it is on sale. So you go and check out the Olight website. There's like often up to like 20–30% off a lot of their torches. And I think there's going to be a sale on this torch around about the time that this video comes out. So you go and have a look. Not everybody's going to have the splash to splash on something like this. I got lucky in that Olight sent this to me to see what I thought of it and if I wanted to make a video about it. I'm like really impressed by this little thing. It is, as I've said, it is a work of art. It's almost something you'd be tempted, you know, if you'd money to burn, to buy and just sort of look at and not even really use that often, because it's, yeah, not really used that often, because it is just such a really nicely engineered piece. We'll call it a piece, that turns it that turns it art. That turns it into art. For me, this is probably not a torch I'm going to carry around in my pocket every day, because it is heavy, but this is going to be the torch that will live here in my van. It's going to be my reliable go-to bright light buddy for sort of general use and emergency. So yeah, that is the Olight Mini Marauder. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you think a torch like that is worth buying, or if you know any alternatives, feel free to share those as well, because, you know, it's a free country, and if you want to buy it, buy it, and if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to buy it. And yeah, that's me, that's a torch. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.